Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will create a building destruction system inside Unreal Engine that we use the default chaos destruction plugin. And I'll show you how to prepare the 3D model from Blender, and when we hit the ground floor, the first floor of the building also collapse. I'll put the link in the description so you can download the 3D model of the building. I divide this building into 4 categories. The first one is the column, and you can see the ground floor and the first floor is separated column, and we have 17 column. I name it C1 to C17, and the second category is the wall. I include the staircase as the wall. Beside the column is the wall. So with the roof, I create the crack for the roof. So when it's fall down, we see this, not the straight line for the cut of the roof. Also this floor. And next is the floor, the ground floor. We will not destroy this ground floor, so we separate it into another category. And the last one is door and window. This is the door and the window. After that, I export it into the separate object of FBX file. So we will import it inside Unreal Engine. And this is the texture of the 3D model. Now create a new project. Choose first person because we want this gun projectile. And choose the project location that you need this project to place. And name it to building destruction. And click create. After we create the new project, we don't want the sound of the weapon. So go to FP weapon and audio, open this, and set the volume to 0. And save it. Now let's play. And we can shoot this weapon. Now let's make our scene bigger. Delete this wall and this text and scale this to 60 and this one to 70. And you can delete this mesh. And move this weapon to this space and this start player start. This player start is the location that your third person character spawn, and you can collect this weapon. Now go to content and create new folder. The folder name is building destruction. Open this new folder. Name is building mazes and open it. Add new folder. Name is mazes and new folder. The folder name is column. Walls, door, window, and floor. Now we need to import our building 3D model. Go to column, import this, create new material, and import all. You can see this is the column. And door, windows, like all of this, and import. And the floor, import this floor. And the walls. Then we need to import the material. Go to building destruction and add new folder. The folder name is material. And add new folder. Name is columns. Door, window. And walls. And we import the texture of this column. And this metallic, and disable this RGB to get the accurate color. AO and the roughness. Door and window. Import this material. This texture, not material. Import this texture. And save all. Now create new material. Name is M column. And we import this texture, metallic, normal, roughness, and ambient occlusion. to ambient occlusion. Save. Next material is door window. Pan it and drag all this texture. The first is base color, and then metallic and roughness, normal, and ambient occlusion. And the next material is wall material. Base color, metallic, roughness, normal, and ambient occlusion. And save all. Close. And for this meshes of the column, we right click, back edit via property matrix, search for collision, and the collision complexity, use complex collision as simple. And door window, the same. We back edit via property matrix, search for collision, and use complex collision as import. The same with the floor. Open it and search for collision. This project default change to use complex collision as import. And the wall too. Search for collision and use complex collision as import. Close all this and save all. We need to change the material of our static mesh, but we cannot edit it with multiple static mesh. So we need to open it one by one and we change the material for each of the static mesh. And go to wall material, like this wall material, and click on this use selected asset from content browser, this arrow, and we can change this material. So you need to continue to do this for each of the static mesh. And then close all of this and save all, save selected, and open the floor and use this wall material. Save. Door and window, open it the same as before, each of the window and door. And go to material, use this M door window material. Close all these tabs and save all. The column, go to this static mesh of the column, open it, and go to the material, M column, set this material. And we save all. Close all these tabs. And we need to import another mesh is the MO. Name it MO mesh. And we get our tank MO. Import the FBX and import all. And this texture, this roughness, and open this material. Normal to normal and the roughness to roughness. And close this. Color and save. Now this MO have the material. Next, we want to create the geometry collection of our building. So create a new folder. The folder name is Geometry Collections. And the same as before, we create a new folder. First is column. And is door window. Third, floor and walls. And for the column, we can select all this and drag all of it into our scene. Set it to 0 location. Delete this. And move all of this line move it away from the static mesh. Choose fracture and click on the column and click on new. Place it inside the geometry collections. Create geometry collection inside these columns. And choose cluster, make size per cluster. We set it to 5. Can set it to 4. Because we don't want too much debris for this column. Click on fracture. And this one, the same. Create geometry collection. Fracture. Only one time. We need only level 1. Fracture. Continue to do this until we complete all of the column. You can go to the geometry collection and you can see this is the geometry collection that we just fracture it. And open it and see this is the material. We use M column material. And now we can delete all the static mesh or the geometry collection that we just create. Save all. Next is door window. Drag all of it into the scene. Set this location to 0. And click on fracture. New. Go to the door window geometry collection and cluster. You can use uniform. This one is fine. And we call fracture. Same with this door. And change to cluster. Then to create geometry to 10 of this cluster. Well, fracture. In this window, that the make size per cluster is 5. 5 is too small, so change it to 3. And fracture. and go to selection, and we can select all this geometry collection and we can delete it from the scene. Save all. For the floor, it's the static mesh. We don't want it to break, so no need to create the geometry collection. And for this wall, drag it inside the scene. Set the location to 0. And fracture it. Faster. Choose 5. New. Like this wall. Fracture. Now we finish. Let's delete all this geometry collection and save all. We can delete this floor geometry collection. Now we can go to the geometry collection and the wall, and we drag one wall here and rotate it 90 degrees. When we hit play, it falls down. It receives the damage of the gravity, so it breaks a little bit. And we can put it on the ground. And to break this wall, we go to engine and search for. To break this wall, we can go to Geo, building destruction, and new folder. The folder name is chaos. Go to engine, search for FS field. And select this FS anchor field generic master field and slip disable generic. Copy, Ctrl C, and paste it inside the chaos folder. And close this. Now we have these 3 fields. Save. And go to third person character, blueprint, this first person projectile. Go to viewport and duplicate this sphere static mesh. Name it ammo. And this sphere, search for visible and set the visible to false. This ammo we change the static mesh to the ammo that we import. This one. And set the scale to 2.5. Rotation 5 minus 90. And we add to event graph. And from the hit, we break this hit result and create a custom event. Name it building damage. Then we add input. The type is actor, object reference, and this we name it to other. Add another input is hit and vector. And after we add import at location, we don't destroy the actor. We call building damage event and use the other to the other. Impact point, we connect it to hit and then add, use the impact normal, multiply it with -3, y -3, and z -3. It to add. And then we call found actor from class. Use the master field, fs master field as our class. Split this bound transform. Connect this to the transform location. And we right click on the return value, promote to variable. Name is chaos impact field ref. Get chaos impact field ref and set activation type. Set it to trigger. And then we set field lifespan. Set it to 0. Set radial magnitude. Set it to 150. And copy this chaos impact field ref for CE trigger. And after that, we can destroy the ammo actor. And now save all. And also when it's full, we also all the building damage respawn this actor field too. Let's play test. Now when we hit, the wall is crumbled. Can see And you can debug it by go to FS master field and search for debug variable. Click on this and set debug to true. And you can see this debug. We need to change the material for this when it breaks. Go to this add to project, Pixel bridge. We need to import a material for this and search for, because I already downloaded it, so go to local. And this is the concrete material, concrete pavement. Use high quality and you can click on download. After you download it, you can add it to the project. And you can see inside your project. And add another material is sand plastic steel for our window. Add, can close it. And go to geometry collection, the column. Close all of this. Open every column. We can set the new material. And the wall and all of this wall. And we set all of this material. And we close all these tabs. And open the door and window, geometry collection. And go to the material of this steel. And save all. Now let's play. And the material is too big. The tiling and offset. The tiling X is 0.5 and Y is 0.5. And we save. Now let's play test. And we have the proper material when the wall is break. Now we can destroy one wall and we want to create the building destruction. And we need the struct to store the data of the wall. So create struct. Go to blueprint, structure. The structure name is STO geometry collection. And open this structure and set it to integer. The name is column geometry collection and add variable. Next is wall geometry collection and set this to array for both of it and create another structure, blueprint structure. Name is STO geometry DW collection. DW is shortcut for door window. And the variable is integer array and the name is WD or DW geometry collection and compile and save it. Now create a new blueprint, the blueprint class actor. Name is BP Destructible building and open this. Add scene component, name it column and go to building message geometry collection columns and select all of these columns. Drag it inside this column scene component and add new scene component. Name is wall and this wall, like the geometry collection of the wall, and drag it inside this wall. And another one is floor, static mesh of the floor. And this floor, this floor we move it outside this scene component. Touch. So we have the column, the wall, and the floor. And add new variable. The variable name is geometry. and variable type, choose map, variable type is integer, choose map, and this map we use the struct that we create, str geometry collection, and duplicate this geometry, and name is geometry wd, and this struct choose str geometry dw collection, compile. Now if we drag it inside our scene, this blueprint, and we play it, we can see that the building is crumbled because we don't have any anchor for this wall of the building. So to add the anchor, we need to add scene. Before you click add, you need to click on the default scene root, so it add the new component inside the scene root. So add scene. The scene name is anchor field, and to chaos, and drag this fs anchor field generic to this anchor field. And rename it to anchor field generic 1. Move it to this first wall, and we can hide all this wall. I select on the scene, search for visible, that it by select all this wall geometry collection, search for visible, disable it temporarily, and this one we set the scale. X is 0.2, Y is 0.2, and the height is 4. And we set it to the first column of this wall. You need to follow the order because I want to set the same data inside this geometry variable. You can disable this to smoothly move this anchor field, and you can click on this wall. You can click on this column and see it is C1, and our anchor field is generic 1, and this one is C2, and we use this generic 2 anchor field. Control D to duplicate this field. I think you can do it by yourself, but make sure it is have the correct order. And for this column, we don't have the column down under it. So I set the scale of Z to 2. And we need to move it to overlap this column. Set the scale to 1.6. And when it's overlapped like that, when this column is fall down, it triggers the next overlap, and it's overlap this column too. And we save all. Now let's add a new variable. Name is columns. And the variable type is single. And we choose geometry collection. This geometry collection component object reference. And set it to array. Because we need to go to construction script and set this column inside this construction script. We can add the reference inside this default value because it is the object reference. We need to go to construction script and make array and add the array. Our column, we have 17 column, so add it to 17. And we don't use the row index. And select all of these column, geometry collection, and sort it in order C1 to C7. And after we sort this in order, we connect it to the first, second, and tier C17. And the same with the wall, duplicate this variable, name it walls, set walls, make array. We have 34 walls, so add pin to 34. And we need to rearrange this index W1 to W34. And then we add new variable. The name is anchor field. Anchor fields. And variable type is actor component. Object reference. Compile. Set anchor field. And make array. And add it to 17 because we have 17 anchor field for our 17 column. Drag this anchor field, place it in order. If you find any faster way, you can do it. You can get anchor field and then get our component. To keep it simple, I do like this. Now we need to add the data to the geometry variable. You can set this to visible of the ball. Open this geometry, default value, add it to 17 anchor field because we have 17. Set this to 1. And for the column, you can see that the first anchor field, the column also the C1, and the second anchor field, the column is C2. So this C1 and C2, C3, it's stay at the index 1, index 2, index 3 of the array. So you can add the column, only one column, that's the anchor field overlap. If your building have more columns, you need to add more. And for the overlap column of the first anchor field is 1 and is 2. And the wall geometry collection, we get the index from this. When the anchor field overlap with this, example, this one is W17, so it is 17 index. this one W1 and W18 and overlap with this W34. So our data we have to add this one is W17. So set it to 17 and add this one is W1. Set it to 1. Add this is W18. 18. And this is W34. Do the same for the second anchor field. Place it according to the wall that overlap this anchor field. So I will show you the list of it and cut to the finished result after I add this data. Now set the wall geometry collection index. The scan is 19, 18, 1, 2, 34, and 28. And the third, we have 5 collision ball, 2, 19, 29, 20, and 4. You can see this generic 3. This is the W19, W20, this one, W29, W2, and W4. Inside this 3, we set it to this. Now we need to add the Initialize field for our geometry collection. For our geometry collection, if we add it to the scene, we can select this initialization field by add this array element. But we use the array to add this. So add new function. Name is add geometry. Name is add geometry field. And add input. Input name is anchor field. And variable type is our actor component. Add variable. Variable name is geometry collection. Variable type is geometry collection component. And set it to array. And then from our anchor field, get our actor has to fs anchor field generic. And from the geometry collection, we call for each loop. And get initialization fields. Then we add this fs anchor field generic. You can go to this chaos and anchor field generic. This comment said that anchor differ from most field system nodes in that they must be established during the construction phase. So you need to add it inside the construction script. Now we need to get anchor fields, and for each loop, and then promote to variable. The variable name is anchor field instant in. And we add new variable. Variable name is column array. And variable type is geometry collection component. And get column array. We clear this array. And duplicate this column array. Name it wall array. And clear this wall array. And get geometry. Find connect the array index to find, and then we break str geometry collection. And for the column geometry collection, call for each loop. In array element, we get columns and get the array from the column, and get columns array and add to the array loop body, and when it complete, we call add geometry field. Then get anchor field in, and copy this column array. And after that, we need this ball geometry collection for each loop. Double click on this, and get ball, get a copy from array element, get ball array, and call add with the loop body, and get anchor int, call add geometry field, and get ball array, and into this geometry collection. So comment on this, press on C, and we name it Initialize walls and column. We take the data from our geometry, this map, and get the wall and the column, then initialize the anchor field. Add the anchor field to this initialization field. Save. Let's play test. And some of the roof and the wall have break. It's happened because the field is too small for this wall to initialize, or you need to break it into smaller pieces when we fracture. So for this wall, this is W12. Go to building instruction, building message, geometry collection, walls, find W12 and drag it, set location to 0, and select fracture, and like the 0, choose uniform, fracture it again. And for the roof, this one is W24. W24, search for it and drag it. This one is W25. And W26, W27. W27. Set the location to 0. And we set it to fracture, like 0, uniform, set it to 5, 5, or 7 and 7, and fracture. And this one, like 0, fracture. And selection. Now we can delete this and play test. The roof, we initialize the anchor field properly now, but this floor of the first floor is still too big. W30, 32, 31, and 33. Drag this 30, 31, 32, and 33. And location to 0. And go to fracture, like the 0, uniform, and set it to 8 and 8, and fracture. This one, fracture, and we can delete this. Now when we play test, everything is not break before we hit. Let's shoot, and the place that have the anchor field is not break when we shoot. Thank you very much for my Patreon members who are supporting me. Your support helped me to create more great tutorials for you. If you like this video, please hit like and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.